¿Qué mira, bobo? Anda para allá, bobo.
Muchachos, el Inter de Miami tie to FC Cincinnati at home at Chase Stadium in the MLS regular season. A scoreless draw, not the most entertaining thing, I guess, for the neutral audience, but in reality, this was probably one of the better games that we've seen Inter Miami play in a while. We how can I put this nicely? We've been very critical of Inter Miami as of lately, even though we've been winning most games. Some of the games, I felt like it was just a lot of Messi carrying, right? And this was our first true test without Messi, without Jordi Alba, both being suspended after willingly not wanting to play in the MLS All-Star game. And we got to see the team for the first time in a while play without two superstar players, our main star being Lionel Messi himself. And I thought the team without Lionel Messi did great. I honestly thought, and this is my genuine opinion, I thought we played great for not having Lionel Messi, for not having Jordi Alba. We had Velasco Segovia step up as a striker. We had Benjamin Cremaschi playing as a left back, which we're going to get into in just a minute. But I thought overall the team performance was good. Was good enough to compete and defend and be competitive against FC Cincinnati, one of the best teams in the East right now. We just couldn't find that last moment, that last attempt, that last like sort of oomph to break the deadlock and to score that goal and to hopefully win the game. But I thought everything else was good. Welcome everybody in the chat. Welcome to the SoFlo Soccer channel. I thank you guys for tuning in at such a late time. It is currently 10:16 p.m. Eastern time. And the game, I literally just got home 15 minutes ago. I spent this last 15 minutes setting up the stream. Apologies. But I appreciate you guys being here. We got Ash in the chat, Gustavo, Hernan, G, Chian, Pablo. Welcome in, guys. Hernan called a 1-1 tie. He was close. You did predict the tie, so I will give you that, Hernan. Great job for predicting that. If you guys weren't here for the preview, when we do all of our preview discussions and score predictions, I predicted a 2-1 loss to Inter Miami, which is something that I never do. I never predict Inter Miami to lose, but I did say after I predicted that, I did say that I wanted and expected to see Inter Miami play at 110%. They know they're going to get criticized without Messi. They know that the pressure is going to be all on them if they lose this game, because everybody, all the media and all the haters are going to be like, oh, this team is nothing without Messi, blah, 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 blah. But I thought they did well to prove those haters wrong tonight. So I'm very proud of the boys tonight. Real Deal says, hola, what's up, Real Deal? Ash says the players were dog tired. Yeah, no, they were pretty tired. I forgot my water, I just realized. I left it in the car. So that's an L for me. Lil Dooms says, welcome, Little Dooms. Matt, did you see Suarez before halftime? He was about to cry out of frustration. We're going to talk about Suarez. We're going to talk about Suarez. We're going to talk about the starting 11. We're going to talk about the referee, as Chian mentions right there in the bottom comment. We're gonna talk about all that in just a second. We're gonna go over the starting 11 first, and then we're gonna get into some comments. Talking about individual players, critiquing certain players, criticizing them, praising them, etc., etc., etc. Let's see. Let's pull that up for you guys right now. The starting 11 for Inter Miami for tonight against FC Cincinnati. We had Rocco Rios Novo in goal, still for the injured Oscar Ustari. Why is the chat like... Yeah, I got to put like a background or something for the chat because I feel like it's not really seen. But anyways, Rocco in net for the injured Ustari. Benjamin Cremaschi playing left back. I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card this year. Gonzalo Lujan as the left center back, Toto Aviles as the right center back, and Chelo Wingant as the right back. Maxi Falcon was out for suspension due to yellow card accumulation, so he wasn't seen, or he wasn't available to be selected for this game. So we had to settle for Lujan and Toto Aviles. Next, we had in the midfield, we had Telascos. Well, in the midfield, it shows here it shows a 4-2-3-1. So, but it says Busi and Redondo as the double pivot with Telasco Segovia up top with Luis Suarez, and then Tadeo Allende with Fafa Pico on the wings. Which, yeah, that pretty much makes sense. I think I'm trying to think because I'm trying to compare it to how I saw it in real life. Like Telasco, yeah, was kind of playing striker, but then he was also dropping deep. So I guess a Cam is actually, yeah, I guess he was kind of playing Cam second striker. When they did switch to the 4-4-2 formation defensive shape, I think Telasco would kind of drop. I don't know. But yeah, this is essentially the starting 11. Looks pretty good. Off the bench, we also did get to see Noah Allen for the first time in what feels like a really long time. I think the last time we've seen Noah Allen was at the Club World Cup. I think it was against Palmeiras, and he went down with an injury. We got to see him back for the first time. He came on for Lujan, who's been playing a lot of minutes since he returned from injury as well. Like, he literally was put straight back into the team after being gone for like, what, a month and a half. Yannick Bright was also seen. I think this is the second time we're seeing Yannick Bright after his injury. He came in for Redondo, and those were the only two subs that were made. No Fabian or David Ruiz, no Morales, no Sailor, none of that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who this guy is. Cesar Abadia Reda. I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea who this guy is. Probably some kid from the academy. Actually, I think he looks a little familiar. Maybe not. I don't know. But anyways, that is the lineup there. What do you guys think of the lineup? Honestly, I was obviously questioning the fact of Benja playing in that left back spot, but I'm going to be honest. Benja, I thought, played a really, really good game in that left back spot for probably playing for left back for the first time ever in his life. I thought he showed a lot of energy, a lot of how would I describe it? A lot of, I guess energy would be probably the best word for it. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm. I thought he was getting into areas efficiently. I thought that he would play good support and try to push up a little bit. Wasn't really like that Jordi Alba-esque type of player, like pushing all the way to the other end. But sometimes he would. Sometimes he would. I don't know. I thought, genuinely speaking, I thought he played like his heat map. I'm actually looking at his heat map right now. He actually did get pretty high up there. If you guys could see right here, he got pretty high up there in the heat map. And let's see, let's look at his other stats. He had 1 interception. He won 7 ground duels out of 8. If you could see right here, 7 ground duels out of 8. He won 2 aerial duels. He lost the possession 19 times, which I don't think is a lot compared to the other guys. But he did good passing. His crosses weren't that accurate. That's probably an unfair stat because he would whip in the ball. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on? He would whip in the ball, and there wouldn't be anybody behind it. But that just wasn't his fault. Like, he would put a good ball into the back of the or into the far post. But I thought Benja did good. I thought the defense was just kind of the defense. I really just didn't like us playing out the back. Us playing out the back is a real negative, a real downside to our game. And I'm pretty sure we've talked about this in the past, but we just constantly lose possession in the midfield. Like, when we play out the back and then we try to go in through the midfield or try to lob it into Busi or something, or into freaking Suarez, we always end up losing possession. We always turn the ball over, and then it gives we give away possession. We give CINCY like attacks, like the opportunities to attack our net. And so that's essentially the worst part of the defense. The midfield with Redondo and Busi, I mean, I thought Redondo could have had a better game. I honestly didn't really notice him too much in this game. I don't know if anybody has any comments on Redondo. I'm trying to see what you guys are commenting on the defense. But if you guys have any comments on the defense or the midfield as of right now, let me know. If you guys have any thoughts on the attack or any specific player, let me know in the comments right now as well. And we're going to get to it. We're going to talk about it. Little Doom says that Allende can never do anything right. He's a Twix. He should hit the bench. Really? Fabian just logged in. What's up, Fabian? Carla says, in general, the team played well tonight and 2 penalties robbed. Okay, we're gonna talk about the penalty thing in a second. Hold on to that thought, Carlo. We're gonna talk about the penalty thing in a second because I do have some opinions on that, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on that as well. Um, Little Doom says also Novo, Toto, Fafa, or all. Okay, no, I have to defend Fafa here. I have to defend Fafa, and I could be the only one defending him right now. But I think what's happening to Fafa is very unfair. I think it's very unfair what's happening to Fafa. I don't think he's playing bad. I don't think he had a bad game today. I don't think he had the best game today, but I don't think he had a bad game today. Like, I don't think he had a bad enough game worthy of getting a lot of criticism about him. Suarez was giving him a mouthful in that first half because they were attacking in my direction in that first half, right? Because I sit behind the goal. I sit behind the goal in the away section. So they were attacking towards me in the first half. And all I was listening to in the first half was Suarez yelling at Fafa for not pressing, for not like passing it to him, or for not like moving into a certain space, or whatever the case may be. Like it was just constantly in Fafa's ear. And I think it's very unfair because he hasn't been given a lot of opportunities to really show, not really show what he can do, but he just hasn't been given a chance. Like Fafa barely gets any minutes, and when he does get some done, it's like the last 5-10 minutes of the game. This is the first time that I think he's played a game from start to finish since the beginning of the season, and we're talking about back in February. Like, and I just don't think he deserves a lot of criticism. I think he had a couple of opportunities. I think he had that one or two one-on-ones that were great saves from the keeper from my angle, that he had in front of goal. And then he had a couple of dribbles. I think he crossed it a couple of times or tried to get some passes in. He played with a lot of, I don't want to say, yeah, he played with a lot of fire. He played with a lot of fire in his heart, in his soul. And he was very passionate out there. He was getting pretty upset. He was getting pretty frustrated at times because it felt like not a lot of things were going his way. But I thought Fafa did good. I thought Fafa did okay, and we shouldn't really criticize Fafa. I'm not calling anybody out in chat specifically. I'm just saying that in general, people shouldn't criticize Fafa because he doesn't get a lot of minutes. And the first time that he plays like a full 90 minutes, probably all season, I think he had a good game. I think he had a good game. He had some shots on target. They were saved. There's nothing really more that he could do except for fucking score. Sean says Lujan saved about 2 goal scoring opportunities. He did have a goal line clearance, I think in around the 70th minute, 68th minute, which we have to give him props for. Like I said, I don't think anybody had a real standout performance today. I thought the defense in general played good. I thought they played solid. I thought they did enough to the point where they kind of locked down that trio of like Evander, Valenzuela, and I forget the other guy's name. Kamara, I think. They did. Like in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Like I got there 15 minutes late. But from what Mascherano said, in the post-game press conference, because I listened to the press conference on the way home, basing my opinion, like I'm gonna base what I say on what Mascherano said in the post-game press conference. Based on what Mascherano said, he was like, for the first 10-15 minutes, we were not able to keep up with, or like they didn't know what to do when it came to Valenzuela, Kamara, and Evander. And even when it came to what's his face on the other side, Orellana. But the Valenzuela, Kamara, for Evander trio was very difficult for them for like the first 10-15 minutes. And then after that, they adjusted, and they adapted, and they were able to handle it more effectively. I thought Orellana played a great game, and I thought we were able to lock him down pretty well. I thought we were able to lock down Valenzuela pretty well. I thought we were able to lock down Kamara. We were able to lock down these guys. Like Kamara, like I understand, like he's like 40 years old, but like that motherfucker's tall, bro. Like that motherfucker's big, and he's been playing like very, very average. I don't even think he scored like all season, but like he's a big dude. He's a really really big dude. I know he's like 40 years old, like I said, but he's a big dude. And when you put him next to Lujan and freaking and Toto Aviles, you know, you expect us to not really do shit, but we did good. When it came to Evander, I thought we locked Evander down. There were very few moments that Evander had in front of goal, and it wasn't really. I don't think he was that threatening. I think he had maybe one shot on goal, but other than that, I thought they were good. I thought genuinely speaking, I thought their best player was probably either Orellano or maybe that midfielder that I can't remember his name of. Let me look at the lineup. This guy, this number 27, Anunga. I thought Anunga played good. That's just my opinion. Hernan says Fafa ran all 90 minutes. Great effort. Missed a clear goal. Yeah, so he did miss the clear goal. I think it was towards the end of the game. But yeah, I don't know. G says Suarez is the man of the match in my opinion. Suarez stepped up tonight, says real deal. Okay, so we got a lot of Suarez praise. Calorex says Redondo was okay. I agree. I thought Redondo was okay too. I think Ashinde should stay after training for more practice on his control, shooting, and his passing. Okay, I think genuinely, not calling out on Ashinde, I think the team in general is passing. I think we suck at passing. I think our pass completion. I really need to, like, if the statistic doesn't, like, if it doesn't show in our statistics, like, how, like, not good we are at passing, then I must be fucking blind, or, like, I must not know what I'm talking about. Because I genuinely feel like we don't complete a lot of passes. Like, good, maybe even, like, progressive passes. Like, we'll probably, like, the most we could do would be, like, some short passes around the back. But then, like, once we get to the midfield and into the final third, like, we're not able to connect. Even, especially the midfield. Final third, it would make more sense because there's more defenders over there. But in the midfield, I feel like we can't make a lot of progressive passes. I think our medium and long passes are very, very inaccurate. And the only thing that we could really do is try to build from the back. But I don't know. I don't want to blame that completely on Ashinde. I thought Ashinde was kind of quiet tonight. I think there was a little, like, maybe one or two runs that he made that I could remember off the top of my head. But at the same time, I don't think he had a terrible game compared to the rest of the team. Ash says that Chelo had some good plays today. We're gonna talk about the 2 penalties that were robbed. We're definitely gonna talk about those 2 penalties. I thought Orellano was weak in this game. I thought Orellano. Okay, listen. The thing with Orellano, he was locked down. Orellano was, in my opinion, genuinely was locked down. But he was one of their better players offensively tonight for Cincy. I think Orellano had, like, what, 2 shots maybe on target, or like two opportunities in front of net. I'm trying to look up that stat now. I can't find it. I think he probably had like 1 or 2 opportunities in front of that. I'm not saying that Orellano was fucking fantastic. I'm not saying that at all. None of the fucking Cincy players were fantastic. None of them. Literally no one played good for Cincy. But I thought Orellano stood out a little bit because of his defensive and offensive efforts. Like, he was running a lot up and down. He was trying to get into positions. I think he had 1 shot that I think went straight into Rocco. I'm definitely not glazing Orellano though. Also, Kai was great for us at LAFC. Surprised we let him go. Some players just work well for certain teams rather than others. Cincinnati beat us last time because we were tired, but today we could see we're better even without Messi, says Daniel Rodriguez. We were tired today too. Like, you could tell Lujan was very tired. But that's because he's just not match fit. You could tell that everybody was really tired. I thought Shende looked tired. Benja looked a little tired. Redondo looked a little tired. It's just that we're constantly playing these guys. We're making very little subs. So, and we've been going back to back nonstop. I think this week break really helped the team, but you can tell but I think probably Lujan was probably the most tired, I think, of everybody, because he's just not match fit yet. Marasovic, El Rojo del Independiente, says our game is slow, mentally slow. Yeah, like, under pressure, I probably, like, we aren't really the quickest to react. But it's really nothing new at this point. Lil Doom says Chelo is always good in the first and second. in first and second half, and then he runs out of gas in the 80th minute. Mitch says Redondo was having a great game until the yellow got to his head. I think so. I genuinely don't remember. I honestly barely noticed Redondo, but that's also me like watching it from my angle, like of the field. I don't know, Mitch, if you were at the game and maybe you had a better angle than me, but I barely noticed Redondo. Barely noticed him. Why did my screen go black? Okay, there we go. Bro, since he was much better at the short passing game, our passing is just not good. In my genuine opinion, I don't think our passing is good. Vice versa says Evander, ¿dónde está Evander pequeño pampino? Yeah, dude, I think Evander was definitely locked down. The Cincy offense in general, I think, was genuinely locked down. Mitch says this should be encouraging. Honestly, the team played with guts despite the circumstances. Add our DP, and the guts will be oozing on the field. We are one offensive player away from really destroying MLS. Genuinely speaking, and now all of a sudden, if you guys didn't know, apparently we're selling Leo Alfonso. And we're selling Leo Alfonso to Atlanta United, and we're getting an international roster slot. I don't know if that's specifically for Rodrigo de Paul or if that's for another signing. Because if that's for another signing, that could be a striker signing, which could be huge, which could genuinely be huge. That or another center back signing. It's one of the two. So that's something that we have to keep an eye out for. That's probably something that we'll talk about more in depth in another stream, but just to keep you guys updated on that. I'm pretty sure you guys follow me or update or stay up to date on the posts that I make on this channel. But if you guys don't know, there's a community tab. There's a community tab on YouTube, and I post things on there like I post things on, like, if like anybody was to post on Twitter. Like, I post updates, I talk about Rodrigo de Paul, I give updates on the team, on players, on everything. I do it under the community tab. You just click on the channel, click community tab, and it's like boom. It's like there's a whole bunch of posts there. So highly recommend it. Highly recommend you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can notice stuff like that. But I do want to talk about the two penalties though that weren't given. I genuinely, the first one with Suarez, that happened in the first half, and that happened right in front of me. That looked extremely convincing. Now, I don't know if it was all ball or not because I was blocked by a player. Like, a player was blocking my vision. Tori Penso, the referee, highly admire Tori Penso. I took a picture with her a couple of years ago. She was a mentor of mine for like literally like 3 days. She helped. She gave me a lot of good advice when I would ref games at national tournaments, or state tournaments. And so I have a lot of respect for. I'm pretty sure I have that fucking picture with Tori Penso. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But actually, dude, it's actually the first fucking picture I found. This is actually a crazy picture. I'm gonna show you guys this. This is some Matt lore that you guys are about to see right now. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can switch to this. It's just a black screen. Hold on. I'm gonna figure this out. Hold on. But yeah, no, I thought that first penalty, like, it just looked so convincing. And I'm like, damn, like I was really sure like they were gonna call it. Here, screen capture. I'm gonna do a screen capture, and we're gonna capture screen 2. Perfect. And then we're gonna put this back here so you guys can see this. Okay, this is a picture of me and Tori Penso. This was back in like 2021, I want to say 2022. This was this is Tori right here. Obviously that's me. This is for the President's Cup. I want to see if there's a year. Yeah, 2022. This is the 2022 Florida President's Cup, which is like a youth national tournament that is held in Bradenton, Florida. So, and Tori Pencil was there, like helping us out, like being a mentor and a guide. And I look a little chubby here. I don't know if I was like, I look a little chubby here in the stomach region. Anyways, anyways, but yeah, So I have a lot of respect for Tori Penzo. I have a lot of respect for her husband as well, Chris Penzo, who is also a FIFA referee. They're both FIFA referees, both MLS referees. I think her husband though doesn't do MLS games anymore, if I remember correctly. I think he like suffered a bad injury, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, I don't know what you thought. I don't know what you guys thought about that first penalty with Suarez, because it looked like a very convincing foul. There was also an instance where Bafa went down in the second half. Uh Bafa went down in the second half. It was like if you're looking at it from behind the goal on from my side, it was on the left side of the net, like or the left side of the penalty area. And he went down. The contact, it could have been soft, but honestly, it looked like a pen. But I'm also saying that from like the other side of the field. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it just, I'm like, was it really not convincing enough to go to the monitor and review it under VAR? Like, it really felt like that should have been reviewed. And then there was that handball. And then there was that handball, what was it, a couple of minutes later, that the referee also ruled out. And I'm like, really? I'm like, damn, dude. Like, what is going on? Like, we had 3 instances where VAR had to intervene for Inter Miami that were all potential penalties, and all of them have been ruled no penalty. And I just find that insane because I'm like, genuinely speaking, when was the last time Inter Miami awarded a penalty kick? I genuinely don't remember the last time Inter Miami was awarded a penalty kick. I don't know what it is with Inter Miami and not getting any penalty kicks, but we just don't. I don't remember the last time we scored a penalty kick. I don't remember the last time we had a penalty kick called against or for us. It's crazy. It's genuinely very crazy. Sean says, I shouldn't touch is brutal. Fafa mainly has speed. We need a goal scorer, not just people who run the end line. The goal scorer can be Ashende. Ashende needs to find his boots again, his goal scoring boots again. Like, Ashende makes those runs in behind the defense that can be clinical, that can be so crucial. But then it's just that final, it's the finishing that's the problem. He can get into positions to score, but he just can't, he's just not able to finish the majority of the time, and it's really, really costing us. And Suarez, I'm not trying to hate on Suarez, but Suarez is not really, I don't want to say effective, but Suarez is low-key not critical either. Like Suarez took like some acrobatic classes, I think, during this week break. Like he did 2 backflips trying to score that way. I don't know if anybody caught that. There was like one in the first half, one in the second half. I'm like, he was trying to do some backflips, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like he could have, especially in the second half, I think he could have easily turned and shot and gathered himself and put himself in a good position and score, but he didn't. He ended up like backflipping, and I'm like, what are you doing, bro? So yeah, we need a more clinical goal scorer. I think if we had a more clinical goal scorer, or if Ashende was more clinical in front of net, if Suarez was a little bit more consistent in front of net, we would be extremely, extremely dangerous. We would be a very, very dangerous MLS team. Eduardo says, for me, everyone played more than when Messi is on the field. Obviously, the lack of creativity, but when Messi is playing, there's always 2 or 3 are ghosts. Tonight, I didn't see any ghost. And Eduardo, I have to. That's a W comment from Eduardo. And Mitch mentioned it also. We have to be proud of these guys. Like we have to be proud of the players because when Messi's not here, it's a positive and negative, right? Because when Messi's not here, and when Jordi Alba's not here, the team stepped up. The team stepped up and tried to be as competitive as possible against one of the best teams in the MLS, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, let's say. And not a single one of them went quiet. Not a single one of them went quiet. Everybody gave their 100%. And whether you agree or disagree or think that players played bad, certain players played bad or worse than others, that's your opinion. But what is not an opinion is the fact that everybody gave their 100%. And that's all we could have asked for with a team that is so fatigued, that's injury prone. We had our two of our best players were suspended. We have to be very, very happy for this team. The negative about that The negative about that is that I feel like this only happens, like Eduardo said, this only happens when Messi is not here. Like, we want these players to show up and play the way that they play tonight when Messi's here. Because if they can play like that, and we can have Messi and Jordi Alba on the team, we're unstoppable. We're genuinely going to be unstoppable. If our defense plays the way that they do, if we can connect our passes in the midfield, if we can get those Fafa runs in behind, if we can get those Ashende runs in behind, if we can have Messi putting those passes in, pinging those passes, we're definitely going to be unstoppable. So, let's just hope that when it comes to the next game that we can hopefully, or I don't know, we can just start. These players can play in this manner with Messi on the field. And now, most likely, we're going to have Rodrigo de Paul for the next game, because our next game is July 30th. And that game is the first game of the League's Cup against Atlas. And this is going to be a critical game. This is going to be a crazy freaking game. All of our League's Cup games are at home. We're going to have Rodrigo de Paul. We're going to have Lionel Messi. We're going to have all the Barca guys. This is we can win League's Cup. League's Cup is not as important, I guess you could say, as a MLS Cup. But I still would like us to be extremely competitive in this competition, especially after crashing out of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. You guys are asking about the work visa. When is the ball playing? He's expected to make his debut for the League's Cup. That is the expectation. We just don't know if that'll happen, or we just don't know. That is the expectation. Whether that happens or not, that's up to the club, that's up to the MLS, that's up to, I guess, the government. I don't fucking know, whoever's in charge of the visas. But it's up to whoever's in charge of the visas to be able to process that. Because the expectation is to make his debut at the League's Cup. Me and my dad are buying Rodrigo de Paul jerseys. As soon as they become available, we're buying them. 1,000%. I can't wait to get my hands on a De Paul jersey. I really wanted a De Paul jersey. I got my hands on this freaking jacket, right? This oversized hoodie type of thing. It's not even a hoodie. It's I don't even know what you call this, but I think it looks clean. This is the medium, by the way. This is a medium and it's huge. But yeah, as soon as that jersey comes out, me and my dad, we're gonna be the first ones in line. So hopefully they go on sale as soon as possible. I'll update you guys on that as well. If we do see it online, I'll update that on the channel. Make sure to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell. But let's look at where we're at on the table after that draw. So if we look at the MLS standings, this is what the MLS standings look like. What is this? Wait, this is the screen capture. Let's hide that. Okay. This is what the MLS standings look like as of right now. What the fuck is going on? Let's delete the screen share thing. Okay, there we go. So Philly are in second. Philly are in first. Cincy are in second with how many points do they got? They got, what the fuck is this? There's an ad playing. Shut up. There we go. With 25 points. Freaking Philly, Cincy, and Nashville, and San Diego, and Minnesota, and Columbus are all tied with 25 points. That is actually crazy. Inter Miami are down in 8th. This is the MLS standings. This is not the Eastern Conference standings. The Eastern Conference standings looks a little bit like this. We are sitting in 5th place right here. Sitting in 5th place with 22 points. 3 points behind Columbus. We are, I believe, a game in... Wait. Is that the point? No, that's fucking games played. I'm actually an idiot. Guys, don't listen to me. I'm moving my face right here. Don't listen to me. Okay, I'm gonna move the chat too so you guys can actually see. Inter Miami, 5th place. With 22 games played, we have 42 points. We're 2 points behind Columbus. We are 3 games in hand still. So we are in a pretty good spot. Cincy stay in that 2nd place spot with 49 points. We are also 3 games in hand. So if we get a 9 out of 9 points in the next 3 games, that'll put us at 51, which will put us at 1st place. If we win, even if we get 6 points, that'll put us at 48. That'll put us in third place, right above Nashville, right below Cincy. So I think we're doing. I think we're in a really, really good spot right now. I think we're in a really, really good spot. We're 3 games in hand. We're in a pretty good run of form. The only loss that we had is that 3-0 loss against Cincy that we took. But genuinely speaking, I think if we can take this performance, take this draw, and kind of run with it, and kind of hope and take this form into the Leagues Cup, into after Leagues Cup, I think we're gonna be in pretty good shape for the postseason. We're trying to finish in genuine. Like, if you were to ask me, I really want to finish like top 4 in the Eastern Conference standings. Obviously, a first place finish would be fantastic. It would be ideal for seeding and things like that. But honestly, a top 3, a top 4 finish would be also really, really good for us when it comes to seeding, when it comes to things like that. Vice versa says RDP third kit for me, and the new home kit and away kit because I have the 2023 home and 2024 home and away for Messi. I've never bought a pink jersey. I'm still waiting to buy a pink jersey, and probably Rodrigo de Paul is probably going to be the first pink jersey that I get. It's either that or I have to get that blue jersey, like that cotton candy jersey, with Rodrigo de Paul's name on the back. But I don't know. He's never played in that jersey, so I kind of don't want it because he's never played in it. So same thing with Messi. Messi's never played with the Riptide jersey, and they sell that kit with Messi's name on the back. But anyways, the Shield race is going to be tight, but I think it's going to be between Philly, Cincy, and San Diego. Suarez is okay, bro. I'm not going to even read fucking honest comments. But anyways, guys, I think it's going to be the end of the post-game reaction. You guys, we have 55 viewers in this chat. That is actually amazing. That's probably the most we've had ever, maybe, or at least in a while. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this post-game reaction. Inter Miami tie against FC Cincinnati, 2 top clubs in the Eastern Conference. The team played well. We didn't have Messi, we didn't have Jordi, and genuinely, I thought the team did well. We finally have Rodrigo de Paul. He was seen today, or they announced him today, and he was at the stadium. He gave a little speech. We're hoping to expect him for the Leagues Cup. I'm really excited to do the Leagues Cup previews and talk about Leagues Cup when that comes up. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe to the SoFlo Soccer channel so you participate and you're up to date with all things Inter Miami, and you can participate in these discussions live in the live streams. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next one. The next one will probably be on Monday. So stay tuned on Monday for the next stream. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. Val Miami. Ciao, guys.
¿Qué mira, bobo? Anda para allá, bobo.